Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be ranking every single Flash from best to worst, just like the Robin video. We're not ranking every speedster to ever exist. We're not ranking whoever is Flash on Earth 19 or Jesse Quick or anything like that. This is just we're gonna keep it simple. And once again, we're going from best to worst, so we're starting with my favorite. You guys know the drill, like if you enjoy. So in the number one spot, we have Wally. He is by far my favorite Flash. He is the Flash to me. You know, everything that we love about the Flash lore today only happened because Wally was the Flash and he was there to figure it out or make relationships with people who helped him figure it out. He also reinvented the Flash name, like he made the character popular. Before, you know, shows like Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, where do you remember seeing the Flash? Because that's the earliest time I can remember him getting a huge role in something alongside Superman, Batman, etc. And that's because Wally was a great character and he needed to be adapted because he just shines in the role. And his progression from Kid Flash to The Flash to Family Man, getting to see a character's entire life play out before you like that it's unique, it's special. It's not something you get all the time. It's something that only happens when you have a really special character. You know, I can't remember what the line was in Flash Forward, but I think it was something along the lines of fastest being in the entire multiverse, which is crazy. And just the fact that he treats everyone, even his villains, with such respect is, you know, a testament to who he is as a person. He's become so powerful that he's allowed to be gentle. Alright, then in the number two spot, we have Bart Allen. His progression as a character has been really similar to Wally's in that he started off so young, you know, eventually was able to progress after many years as Impulse and then as Kid Flash. And even though his time as the primary Flash of his time was very short-lived, I still think it was good and I'm glad he got to reach that point. Bart really is just kind of a special character to me as someone with ADHD. Just the whole impulsivity of his character and the fact that that's not just a name to him. It's such a perfect representation of how he acts, his mannerisms, how he behaves, who he is. I just think it fits him so well. I think, you know, just him as a character is such a nice addition to the Flash family. His whole relationship with Barry and how disconnected he is from him, but how Iris bridges the gap. And I love how, you know, everything about his origin and how he came to the present day. You know, the original Impulse run was really good and, you know, grabbed my attention immediately when I first picked it up. And, you know, just the way that he's written is he's so fleshed out from the get-go. Personality is so rock solid. It's not like they're just trying hard to make a quirky character for the sake of it. He really feels like, you know, a serious character with serious thoughts who's like really struggling. You know, it's really easy to screw a character like that up, but I think they nailed it, and that's why he's stuck around for so long, is just because he's just that good. He's so interesting. I love him so much. So that is my number two. Alright, then in the number three spot, we have Jay Garrick. I know Barry Allen fans, hold on. The reason I have Jay in my number three is because I think the most appealing part of his character is the stability that he brings. I mean, think about it. How many times over the years has Jay Garrick gone through drastic changes? How many times has he gone through super wild or weird or bad costume changes? How many times has he been turned evil? How many times has he been corrupted by some villain? You know, none of this stuff happens. You know, he really is just that like expert old-timer mentor, and you know, he's just like a perfect, I don't like him as the main Flash, but I think he is probably the best as a supporting character in that he just helps with the confidence and the stability of Wally and Barry and Bart when they're on, you know, missions and stuff like that and they're trying to deal with a problem. You know, just having Jay Garrick in the corner is it just brings so much like safety. The whole charm of his character is the quiet life aspect of it, you know, like he has a marriage with Joan. He's been helping out with the younger speedsters for years now. He's been hanging out with the Justice Society for decades. There's really no like glory or glamour to it. You know, he doesn't need to be the main Flash. He doesn't have a whole array of villains constantly popping up and trying to ruin his life for anything like that. He really is just like the safe, quiet Flash over in the corner, and for that reason I think it's really easy for him to become underrated so fast, and I think he is. Really, it's just his calm that makes him so great, you know what I mean? It's like if Uncle Ben became Spider-Man, for lack of a better comparison. I mean, he's just so friendly and welcoming, and everything about his character is just warm. You know, he's just such an uncomplicated character. I mean, even of the Flashes, you know, his origin is the least exciting, and that's a good thing. You know, there's nothing like, oh, I was struck by lightning and chosen by the whatever, and he literally just inhaled water vapor, you know, hard water I think it was, and then that that like did something to his genes and then activated speed within him, and then that's it. The fact that he works so well and they don't feel the need to change it so drastically all the time, and for that reason I just find him to be not the most interesting. He's not my favorite, but that's at least why I can't put him at the bottom of the list. So that is my number 3. Alright, then in the number 4 spot, last place, my least favorite Flash is Barry Allen. Now if you've made it this far into the video and you're a hardcore Barry Allen fan, you're probably wondering, how is he dead last? Well, I'll tell you. For me personally, I feel like Barry is a character that has kind of lost his way. The whole thing with making Barry the main Flash again after Wally and then Bart, you know, creators like Dan DiDio and Jeff Johns, I believe, just wanted to bring him back because he was so popular as the Silver Age Flash, and so he was kind of the Flash for them. And so you have all this progress with Wally and Jay and Bart and all the rest of the speedsters basically just flushed down the toilet to make Barry the central character again, when they'd already made Wally such a good central character and made him even better than Barry, and I think they did such an amazing job at it, and then they just reversed it for pretty much no reason, all for a character that really isn't that much more interesting when it comes to family and relationships and personality. I just don't really get what the appeal with Barry is. I find him to be so bleh. There's like no draw to him. He's just kind of like there. He's only the Flash because they made the editorial decision to make him the Flash again, with no real reason beyond that. I don't want to sit here and act like I hate Barry, I don't, but I think the way he was utilized when Wally was the Flash was the best. That's just me, and this is coming from someone, like I said, I don't hate Barry. I love the New 52, that's where I started. I got into comics partly because of the CW Flash show, so I'm not trying to dunk on it, I'm not trying to hate on it, not trying to be negative. I'm just saying over time I've come to like literally everyone else better, because I see, you know, what they're not showing in the adaptations. But that's just me, and that is just my list, so let me know what your ranking would be. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. But yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.